Let's speak to our panelists now. And in Lagos, we have Kayode Ogundamisi. He is a member of President Buhari's presidential campaign. Also in Lagos, we have Segun Showunmi. He is the campaign spokesman for the opposition leader, Atiku Abubakar. Thanks both so much for joining us. You know, Muhammadu Buhari blamed the Electoral Commission for incompetence for the vote's delay last Saturday morning. He's ordered an investigation now, but election officials say the vote could neither be free nor fair because of logistical reasons. Segun, which one is it?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, obviously, like all Nigerians, we're a bit disappointed that they had enough time to plan for an election. They knew the election date. INEC fixed the date. They prepared the candidates. They put the ceiling on when we should stop campaign. And they told us the day that we were all meant to go and, carry like Nigerians, exercise their civic rights. And incidentally, they chose to, whatever reason they had, cancel it just at the last minute, which is like at about 2:33 a.m. before the election was supposed to start at the break of dawn. Obviously, that's not acceptable to anybody. It's not acceptable to Atiku Abubakar. It's not acceptable to the PDP. It's not acceptable to the generality of Nigeria. But here we are. We still must invest some hope in the process so that we can finish it well. And then eventually there'll be plenty of time to investigate all of that. But as per incompetence, I do not know whether we are able to make those kind of hasty generalization just yet, because sometimes you have to really look well before you can hastily say this is what has happened and this is what not has happened. In any case, now they've asked Nigerians to be ready to do the votes on Saturday, this coming Saturday, and I believe that by the grace of God, I encourage Nigerians to be enthusiastic to come out and cast their vote and let us get Nigeria working again.
Okay. Kayode, let me ask you the same question. Do you believe that the Election Commission was right to cancel this vote, albeit very last minute? They say they want it to be free and fair, and it simply couldn't be if it was held almost a week ago.
Our position is that the independence of the electoral body should be respected by all. And it is the prerogative of the Independent Electoral Commission to decide whether the election, whether they are ready or not. But our candidate and the spokesperson for the APC has stated clearly that the campaign is extremely disappointed because there are lots of Nigerians that have traveled across the country to vote. Nigeria is a very huge country. There are disabled people with physical disabilities that have gone through the pain to crisscross the country. And specifically, waking up just less than 12 hours in the middle of the night to announce the cancellation. It was extremely disappointing for our candidate and the campaign. But like the president did say, we all need to be patient. We all need to try not to sabotage the system. We need to respect the independence of the Electoral Commission, and an investigation should be carried out. But also, we know that everyone should be responsible for this. The Electoral Commission did not get the approval from the National Assembly for the funds they need, not until 4 months to election. I think an election that we need 4 years, you just had 4 months to the release of funds, and there are lots of logistic problems that they did say. But like we did say, we have another opportunity this Saturday. We all call on all Nigerians to come out en masse and vote. The president has declared a national holiday so that people will be able to crisscross the country.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you at least both on the same page as to wanting to move forward and get this election done in a few days' time, even though some rather high-profile election observers are saying it still won't be ready. I don't want to speculate too much on that. We hope this vote will be carried out. But in the run-up to it, Segun, let me ask you, some have criticized your president's call for police to be ruthless with vote riggers. They fear it gives police license to act really almost extrajudicially. Do you agree with his statement there? Why is it necessary to give police that kind of license to act as they see fit?
I think you're putting it too mildly. He actually said they would do it at the cost of their life, which invariably means he's not understanding that even criminals have the protection and the guarantee of life. For offenses that, even in our books, people can go down for more than for death sentences, you still need to allow the sanctity of, fundamental human right for them to be tried. No precedent worth his salt can make those kind of comments. You cannot give the instruction or use your words or give the body language to suggest that you're asking for criminal execution of our people under whatever guise. That's not acceptable in democracy. No, he shouldn't have spoken like that. I had made a statement saying that I believe that he should take it back, and I had also said that as a citizen of his country, that I apologized on his behalf. We're not going to run a democracy as if we're in a Gestapo regime. Even in the Gestapos of regime, the last time anything like that happened in the world where anyone was talking like that about his people was out of Hitler's 1933. And as such, I think that it's unfortunate, it's regrettable. I want to encourage the police and the army and all of those that have things to do with the election to plead with tempered. Obviously, if anybody is misbehaving, arrest him, take him to the police station, go and get him tried. I expect that, yes, the security should be there. I expect that citizens should behave themselves. Nobody should do brigandage. All we're trying to do is select leaders to run the country. But that is no reason for any president or any commander-in-chief to issue such a directive. It is absolutely wrong. It's unacceptable. If anything happens to any Nigerian, then they must be ready to go down for war crimes.
Okay, Kayode, were the president's words perhaps too strong?
We are extremely happy that the president has re-emphasized the powers entrenched in our constitution to our military, our police and security security forces, that they should not sit down like a booby training targets for big grants for armed robbers, for people who come to electoral places to behead our police and soldiers and electorate. In our last elections, several policemen were killed, several electoral voters, peaceful voters were shot at, and the armed forces were sort of could not even do much because quite a number of them in Rivers State were kidnapped. The president has re-emphasized what is entrenched in our constitution, that if you go to an electoral place with guns, with arms, to shoot at innocent bystanders who want to vote, if you come armed, that is armed robbery. The police will neutralize you. That is allowed by law. Where they can apprehend you peacefully, they will apprehend you. But if you come with AK-47, if you threaten the life of our military officers, our brave men and women, and the electorate, the law empowers the military to shoot back, and you will be paying with your dear life. But for the majority of Nigerians who come to polling units peacefully, they are able to conduct them to vote, and they're able to go home, and their votes are counted. And we're not going to be rewarding ballot snatchers with flowers, because when these people come to deprive the electorate the opportunity to vote, they don't come with chocolate and sugar. They don't come with spicy ice cream. They come with guns, with machete. If your researchers should go online now, you will see several men and women of our armed forces, several people that were killed by political thugs. They come with arms. And if they come with arms, with guns, the law, the constitution of the country supersedes every other law. It empowers our military to neutralize them. And I have driven around the streets of Lagos. I was in Kano. People are extremely happy that we have a commander-in-chief that is going to protect the peaceful, loving Nigerians in this election.
Okay, Segun, the president of your party, and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. Let's just hear what he had to say specifically in response to President Buhari's words encouraging police to use ruthless action against whoever might tamper with the election. Let's listen.
If you are a professional military commander and officer and soldier, and also a policeman, you are not bound to execute an order that is manifestly unlawful, no matter who issues that order.
This is why I'm a bit confused. Segun, I'll start with you. I mean, these are very civilized words. He's asking for police and security forces to just enact their professional judgment and behave according to the law, and not respect what the president said in acting ruthless against people they suspect are tampering with the election. So why does Kayode and the president have such a different picture of these people threatening and intimidating and even, killing voters, essentially, with their actions?
Well, I think that from their fascist
because
attitude,
Atiku does not understand
and because they are later-day converts,
Go ahead, Segun.
and they are later-day convert to democracy, and the general capacity that they have to allow bloodletting and the bloodthirsty nature of their souls and the inability to respect that human lives are very, 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 very precious and that no leader should even be interested in the maiming of his citizens, and that control and commander-in-chief of the nation, first of all, means that you are going to be protecting lives and property of your citizens, and that the instruction of the commander-in-chief must be measured in such a way that no one can misconstrue it or no one can take it as an excuse to misbehave. Unfortunately, Atiku has spoken the way a president should speak, and he has tried to mitigate against it and to tell the police officers and the commander and that, gentlemen, remember that it's our citizens. Remember that their lives are precious. Remember that nothing untoward will happen to them. Use your professional discretion has already covered any possible misbehavior by the populace.
Segun, let me get Kayode's response.
Asking people to be killed.
The time is running out. Kayode, go ahead.
First, let me first say that it's completely untrue that the president has called on the military to go and kill innocent Nigerians. Secondly, Atiku just faced the first true test of a commander-in-chief. He does not realize the responsibility of a commander-in-chief. The responsibility of a commander-in-chief is to protect the lives and property of Nigerians, especially Nigerian citizens who are peace-loving. Secondly, he should also understand that the military as said today, that they will carry out, as empowered by the law, the orders of the commander-in-chief of this country. That is to protect free citizens, free-born Nigerians who are going to go to the polls peacefully and vote. But for those miscreants who will come with guns, with arms, to endanger the lives of our people, the military will use the full length of the law. And one part of the law is that if they are shot at, they will not throw cakes back at them. They will definitely use guns provided by our people to protect innocent people. Gone are the days where people will go and behead our soldiers and our electorate. Secondly, the president did not at any point in time order the military to go and start shooting at innocent civilians. The president said they must protect every peace-loving Nigerians. It is curious that it is that party that is now supporting ballot box snatchers, that they don't respect the sanctity of a democracy. One of the most important pressures of being in a democracy is the right of people to vote and be voted for. And this president is ensuring that our people express their democratic rights in a peaceful way.
Okay. Kayode, let me ask you this, because a number of Nigerians have complained that this whole debacle, canceling this general election just hours before the vote was supposed to open, and in the middle of the night, so that people couldn't even know until they were already out and heading to the polls. It cost the state an estimated $1.5 billion. People are now looking for compensation. People say that this has hurt Nigeria's image. An image that they've worked hard to build as a leading democracy in Africa, that it's hurt Nigeria's image, and that needs to be repaired to get this damage now off the country's standing. Do you agree? Do you agree that... Go ahead.
I completely agree, and I share the sentiments, and our candidates and the party represents sharing that sentiment. This is not the first time that elections will be cancelled. This is the third time. And I think if we're going to entrench the democratic process, we need to improve on how we conduct elections so that people will be able to truly, freely choose their leaders without the expectation that their plans are going to be disrupted. It is really disappointing, but that is also not to mention that we have improved a bit on our electoral process. Before now, politicians are able to allocate votes to themselves, but with the introduction of the PVC, which is the permanent voters card, and the introduction of the card reader, things are getting better. We will definitely get there. But this cancellation is 3 cancellations too much. We're hoping that after this, there will be a bipartisan approach to make sure that our electoral process is free and fair, so that there will be no cancellation and that people would have confidence in our electoral process. But again, these INEC officials are Nigerians. They operate within a Nigerian system where almost all segments of our society have suffered many years of disillusionment, and they cannot perform magic when they operate in an environment where things are not are functioning well. But we're trying to improve on all this situation.
Okay, Kayode, I'm going to have to give you the last word. Unfortunately, we are completely out of time for this segment of the Newsmakers. I'd like to thank both of our panelists so much for joining us there from Lagos.